All right. So we are going to understand the most important topic of issue of shares chapter. So there are 95% chances that you'll find this topic in the exam. So the topic is share issued for consideration other than cash. So basically,
Yes.
companies issuing shares not for the money, for any other consideration, right? Other than cash. So company is not receiving a money when company is issuing a shares. Okay, so basically, shares issued for consideration other than cash means the company has not received amount against the shares issued. Instead, they have received assets or services. Okay, so let's understand what all journal entries we are going to pass. So the first case will be on purchase of assets. So whenever the company
Yes.
purchase assets, so pass you have to pass the entry for the purchase of assets. So assets entry will be sundry assets account debit to vendors account. Vendors means the seller, and the
Yes.
amount will be the purchase consideration. So it will be given to you in the question. You can simply write the purchase consideration. So this will be the purchase consideration. So this is the case when you purchase an asset. But the second case will be when you purchase any business. Right? Suppose you're acquiring a complete business, a running business. Right. So in that case, you are going to acquire their assets, you're going to acquire their liabilities. So your entry will be assets are always debited. So sundry assets account debit to sundry liabilities and to vendors account, right? So, and we are going to write goodwill here. So goodwill debited and capital reserve credited. So when you are going to debit goodwill, this is very important. So goodwill is only debited when your purchase consideration, whenever your purchase consideration is more than your net assets, and then
Yes.
you're going to write goodwill debit. And when you have to credit the capital reserve whenever your purchase consideration is less than your net assets. Okay,
Yes.
so these are the journal entries when you acquire any business, right? And after this, with that, when you acquire any business, then you have to issue the shares to the vendor. So the second case will be on issue of shares. So that was the first case in which we were acquiring the business, or we were acquiring the business, and we are acquiring the assets. Now we have to issue the shares. So what will be the entry? So three cases where we can issue the shares. So one is when you are issued at par, when the shares are issued at par. Then
Mm-hmm.
second case is when it is issued at premium. Basically the shares are issued at premium, right?
Yes.
So what will be the journal entries when we issue shares at par? So entry will be vendors account debit to share capital account. Okay, this will be the entry, and we are going to write the nominal value of shares allotted.
Yes.
All right,
Doesn't it go to share allotment account first? Share application
share allot
allotment.
share application and allotment. So no, we are not going to pass those entries because we are have to issue directly the share capital to the partners. So
Yes.
basically, in those cases, we were issuing shares in installments, like we were getting money in installment. But when the shares are issued to the vendor, so we are not going to issue shares in installments. So whatever the purchase consideration is, suppose we have acquired the assets of 2 lakh rupees. So we will right away give the 2 lakh rupees in the form of share capital to the vendors. We're not going to write any allotment or any first and final call, right? So this is the case of issued at par. So simple entry. And we know when the shares are issued at premium, so we have to credit the premium. So vendors account debit to share capital, and premium, we always know that premium is to be credited, because whenever the company issues shares at premium, it is their profit, and all profits have to be credited. Clear? Now, in
Yes.
few questions, the number of shares will not be given to you. So, how to calculate the number of shares issued? So, the amount will be given to you that company has acquired 2 lakh assets of 2 lakh rupees, and now they're issuing 2 lakh as a capital. But it is very much necessary that we should know that the number of shares issued. So, what is the formula for number of shares issued is purchase consideration. So purchase consideration will always be given to you in the question. So the formula will be purchase consideration divided by issue price of the shares. So when you use this formula, you'll get the number of shares issued. Okay, that is very, very simple. So these are the two cases in which we are going to issue shares. Okay,
Mm,
now let's understand one question. So here, question, Ratnakar Limited purchase assets of JC Limited for 18 lakh rupees, which is payable in fully paid equity shares of 100 each. So same, this is a question when the shares are issued at for consideration other than cash. So they purchase the asset and instead of giving them the money, they have issued the shares. So what will be the first entry? First entry will be for the assets purchase. So entry will be sundry assets account debit. So who is the vendor? Vendor is JC Limited. So to JC
mm,
Limited, 18 lakhs. So this was the purchase consideration. Okay. And in return, what they did is they issued the shares to the JC Limited. Very, very simple. So when shares are issued at par, when shares issued at par. So this is the first case, and the second case is issued at premium. When the shares are issued at premium. So what we have to do is we have to calculate the purchase consideration first of all. So remember how to calculate, sorry, not purchase consideration, we have to calculate the number of equity shares. So what was the formula? Purchase consideration. So purchase consideration divided by issue price.
yes,
Okay, issue price of shares. So when the shares are issued at par, so how to calculate the number of shares? So this
80
is the
lakh by
case at
100.
par and this is the case at premium. Okay, so at par, the purchase consideration is same in both the cases, which is 18 lakh. So at par means
Yes,
shares are issued at 100 rupees. So divided by 100. So it will be 18,000 shares. At
yes,
premium
ma'am.
means 18 lakh divided by issue prices. It is at premium. So what is the premium amount? 20%. So premium,
20%.
what will be the issue price at the time of premium? It will be 100 plus 20. That is 120. Right? So number of shares will be 15,000. Okay, clear this thing? So what will be the entry when the shares are issued at par? Entry will be JC Limited to equity share capital account.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 18,000 shares, right? Multiply by 100. So it will be 18 lakhs,
Yes, ma'am.
right? When the shares are issued at premium, what will be the entry? So I'm writing here the entry. So JC Limited to equity share capital to securities premium. So here the shares is 15,000 multiply by 100 and here 15,000 multiply by 20. Securities premium was 20. Okay. So the amount will be 15 lakhs and here it will be 3 lakhs and here it will be 18 lakhs. So this will be the entry for shares issued at premium. Tell me if you
Yes,
understand this. 18,000 shares, 15,000 shares at par, at premium, number of equity shares. So this is the formula. These all things should be on your tips. So this is the case, it is issued at par. Clear?
yes,
So
ma'am.
that's it.
Yeah,
This is the question when the shares are issued for consideration other than cash. Clear?
yes, ma'am. Yeah.